present to watch his son, Shedeur Sanders, who's competing for the starting quarterback job. Shedeur took all the first-team reps with his father in attendance as we are literally going to the dog pound to have the Cleveland Browns conversation. These dogs are from the North Shore Animal League America Dog Rescue. And I have Misha is who I'm holding.
This is Wags.
Yeah, Wags.
I got Augie over here, Augie. Sweet baby girl.
We're all chilling.
Yeah, they're just hanging out. So we're going to talk dog pound with the dogs, and it comes down to Shedeur Sanders in this quarterback competition. Should the Browns, without even thinking about it, just make Shedeur the starting quarterback this year?
Without question. It's been 7 years since Deshaun Watson has played at a high level, guys. And if we were running the Browns, we need to know what we have in Shedeur, who I believe has all the physical skill set to be a frontline quarterback. Maybe not a franchise quarterback, but a good starter in the NFL. He's big enough, has good arm strength, good enough athleticism. And look, at the end of the year, Deshaun Watson is going to be moving on. He's going to be a free agent. It hasn't worked out. We need to know what we have in number 12.
My issue with just saying, like, all right, let's just give Shedeur Sanders the job. To your point, I think Shedeur Sanders could be a very good quarterback in this league. Go win the job. Like, they're in a competition in training camp. If you are the guy, it will be apparent to everybody in the locker room. But the issue is when you just look at it from a franchise standpoint and you say, you know what, Deshaun Watson is going to be a free agent. They've already paid him a ton of money. You're not going to continue to pay him. You have to go with Shedeur. Well, for the rest of the guys in the locker room, if we're in training camp, we're going through preseason games, and it's clear as day that Deshaun Watson, if he's the guy that is the best quarterback within the room and you choose not to start him, what message are you sending to the rest of the guys in the locker room? You got to play the best guy that proves it out there on the field.
I think the message would be we're trying to figure out what the future looks like. And I would argue that Dillon Gabriel's also a guy that still you don't know what you have, if he could be a franchise guy as well. I know he's not in the conversation, but in my opinion, Deshaun Watson, I feel like you just got to close the chapter. And because if you get to the point of the end of the season next year and you don't really know what you have in Shedeur still, because Deshaun Watson, honestly, right now is the better option. Like, I'm not disputing that. I think he probably is right now.
But wait, I'll push back on that. He tore his Achilles twice.
Yeah.
And you know,
I'm not
as a quarterback,
I wouldn't assume.
You could lose a little short area quickness and it's over. How do you know that he's going to play at a high level?
I'm not saying
isn't 75% Deshaun Watson still better than what they have on the roster?
But if you, I don't know.
We don't know.
If you get to the end of the year and you haven't given Shedeur a chance to understand if he's a franchise guy, or Dillon Gabriel, or by the way, you drafted Taylor Green as well out of Arkansas, really talented guy. You got 3 young quarterbacks. You get to the end of the year and you have no idea, and you're sitting with 2 first-round draft picks and what could be a loaded quarterback class. What are you doing now?
For Todd Monken, though,
like,
if you don't play the best guy and you have a rough season, you win 3 or 4 games, and now you're sitting there with 2 first-round draft picks. Yes, maybe they do realize they have the quarterback. As I'm sitting here just talking as everybody's playing with the dogs, they realize they need a quarterback. And if you're Todd Monken and you're not the guy now coaching the team because they've moved on because of how bad of a season it goes, what's his thing now?
Wags couldn't get away from you fast enough. Totally disagree with you.
Away from Wags. You were the one holding Wags, not me.
Where are you going?
Which quarterback do you think has the most dog in them to win this job? Wags is like, I'm getting the hell out of here.
Wags. I think Shedeur's got something to him. I mean, again, I think we need to see him play with better timing, better urgency. He had a lot of bad habits from Colorado because he didn't have an offensive line. He's got something to him, though. He's got some moxie. He's got some confidence.
Absolutely.
So I think there's something special in the intangibles. Just want to see him continue to develop.
And let's give Cleveland credit. Casey Concepcion, Denzel Boston, those are 2 young, talented wide receivers, whoever gets the job. I'm just concerned about Deshaun Watson when you think about skill diminishment.
Yes.
Given the age, the rust, and the injury, I just don't think he's the same guy.
And I'm not going to argue for Deshaun. To your point, since we've seen him on the field the last few times, it hasn't been pretty. But the fact that the coaches are saying this is a competition from what they've seen in the spring, I think if it was clear as day that Shedeur at this point was above Deshaun Watson as a franchise, why wouldn't you go ahead and name Shedeur the starting quarterback going into training camp? Because to your point, for them, that's what you would want, to find out what he can be as a player. But if you're out there in the spring and Deshaun Watson is making throws, he's picking up the offense, and he's looking like some form of a version that he used to look like, then yes, you're going to have this competition. And once you say it's a competition, you have to play the guy that best proves he should be on the field.
And I think the locker rooms, to your point, is going to know that. But I know this. These dogs are sweet.
Come on.
Now, you want to adopt Misha, but if you're looking for a quarterback with dog, Misha's not your girl. She's been sitting here fat and sassy for like 3 minutes. Hasn't moved. She just hasn't moved.
Yeah, Wags had enough.
Yeah, come out of here. Look at
Coming
this
up in the 9 a.m. hour, we're going to talk the L.A. Rams and bring in actual Rams. We're just going to keep bringing in live mascots.
So
Again,
that means this is my last. That's my last segment. Then if we're bringing it
go. Misha's your girl. Say hi, Misha.
Hopefully we don't talk LSU Tigers.
There you go. Misha's your girl. All right, girls, thank you. We'll see you later. North Shore Animal League America Rescue. I think I probably butchered that again, and none of them have peed quite yet. Baseballs, we're 3 days away from the trade deadline. So many questions to answer. Where some of the best players in baseball are going to go as we bring in baseball's Buster Olney. And Buster, when you look at some of these teams, there's going to be a lot of buyers and sellers. Which buyer in your mind is under the most pressure?
Oh, the Yankees, without a doubt. You heard Aaron Boone say yesterday they couldn't score a friggin' point, right? Their offense has really struggled since Aaron Judge went out. The 26 out of 30 teams in runs scored, the 30th out of 30 teams in batting average. So before the deadline, Brian Cashman, their general manager, will get some help. Carson Kelly, an right-handed hitting outfielder, and a bullpen help.
Yeah, and look, in the Yankees, every time this year, we know they're going to be buyers to try to make a run. Which seller do you expect to absolutely clean up?
The New York Mets, in what has been a lost year. Look, they're going to make a bunch of trades. They made the first one last night, dealing A.J. Minter to the Minnesota Twins. But there's more coming. Freddie Peralta, Clay Holmes, maybe Luke Weaver. They're going to get a haul in return for the guys they're putting out on the marketplace.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, the Mets spent money. They didn't get to their point, but they're going to be sellers, and we expect them to clean up, as Buster said. And finally, who is the best starting pitcher available, not named Tarek Skubal?
How about Hunter Green, the all-star from the Cincinnati Reds? Turns 27 next week. He's been dominant in the past. He's coming back.